Hey folks, how are y'all? So, as the stream title says, we will be testing out some old level packs. How old is Angel Island Tour? I'm talking like old. I'm talking like before 2.2, guys. So we'll be starting with Acid Missile. I've at least got Blue Heaven lined up after that. Yeah, the chat thing is nice. Unfortunately, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it takes up way too much of the screen. So I might have to turn that off. I literally just set this up like an hour ago. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be working super well. Yeah, now you can see exactly how long it takes me to see some of these. Okay, unfortunately, I'm going to turn that off because that is simply taking up way too much space on the on the screen. That's going to cover the entire screen. If do some of you, you have very long names, and you also it worked better when I was doing one word test messages. All right, but anyway, let's go ahead and get this up. Silver, not today, okay? If we're going to be doing community contributions, or contributions from chat, rather, I think I would rather set that up in advance. I've actually got a Discord server for my channel ready to go, and maybe at the end of this, it's been a week of constant streaming. Hi, Copper. I'll, maybe at the end of the stream, I'll let some of you guys in so that we can plan this out better next time. Okay, well, in any case, we are starting off with good old Acid Missile. This is 2.1, actually. Waterfall Valley, let's go. 2.0 has no add-ons. No, not really. I have never played Acid Missile before, actually. Where the heck am I going? Yep, Waterfall Valley Zone, apparently. Acid Missile is pretty short, so after this, we might move on to another level pack. How do you make 2.0 run better? That's a tough question. Are you talking about the Alt-Tab issue? Where the heck do I go? Oh. What? Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Oh, that's it. Why is there a jettison gunner there? And the bad audio and the window issues. I use a program now called DX Wind that helps older programs run better on modern Windows, so that doesn't happen as much. But unfortunately, it's a program from 2009, my guy. You're gonna have to deal with some bad quality. Dylan, can you briefly teleport to map 13? Okay. Hold on. Why? What do you need map 13 for? Answer quickly, Beanie. Your wife's life depends on it. No, I told you it was 2.1. Oh no, wait, what the crud? What map was I on? No, not that. Oh my gosh, you know what? Screw it. I can't screw up in the console, so I'll just do this. Map K1, thank you. Okay, there we go. The game doesn't tell me in 2.1. Alright, well anyway, here we go. There are turrets in the green flower stand-in. Okay. So this was a series of levels made for Final Demo that has now been brought over to 2.1. This is a bit better of a level. I think I like this level a little better than the last one. It feels more like a proper level instead of just a haunted liminal corridor. Oh, it's from Jade Valley. The one that's based on the Sonic Triple Trouble music. This was pretty common to use in map packs back in the day because it was another track that worked for green levels that you didn't have to add into the file yourself. What? Oh, okay. That's creative, I guess. Alright, get over here. I guess so, Prismatic, I guess so. Well, no. It was because back in the day, this is a Final Demo map pack, sound files were expensive in terms of bandwidth. They take up a lot of file space. Made it much harder to download. The message board had a pretty strict 5 megabyte sound limit. And that's not per sound lump. That's for the entire mod. Your mod could not have more than 5 megabytes of sound in it. So obviously, people did not want to use much custom music. Okay, Eggman, get over here. I get the feeling this boss was designed before he did this. Actually, no, wait, what am I saying? He always did this. Okay, whatever. Is there a capsule? Yeah, there is. And Bach. Yeah. In terms of like people being starved for music tracks for their maps, Mystic Realms tracks getting added to the game itself was actually insane. It was so useful. Hello. I've always loved this dirt texture, which looks like the screams of the damned to me. Another deep sea inspired level. Please get me out of the water. Okay, thank you. Okay, this is creative. Force me to hide with the Eggman monitors. Like that? Okay. It doesn't. Blue Whisper, that's probably just your personal experience. Okay, what's the question you need answered, Prower? Yeah, I know. Very desert-esque. Again, I associate this music with places that are arid and canyons, not whatever this water temple is supposed to be. And let me guess, OG G0 didn't exist when Final Demo was around. I guess? Yeah, I've got it set to ultra low latency, but there's still going to be some latency. Sorry. Again, there seem to have been a lot of deep sea inspired levels in the Final Demo era. Which again, I presume is because these textures were in the game but weren't used. So people wanted to make levels with them since you could use vanilla textures and make your level stand out from the campaign, at least in theory. I just say that because I remember making levels... Oh my gosh, hold on. We've got the trademark Final Demo Jetix and spam. Why do the audio issues happen in Final Demo and 2.0? Because they're old programs from the 2000s. They're nearly 20 years old. Final Demo is 20 years old. That's gonna happen on modern PCs. You just gotta live with it. You know, we all put up with it. And not 2.1 because 2.1's 11 years old, not 20. Ever seen the Zim textures? Yes. When will the SRB2 devs stop being cowards and re-add Zero Ring Zone? Okay, token. So I guess we're going to a special stage. I will say one thing about this level. It's, or at least this pack so far. Well, I don't think this is reaching the highs of, like, the Emerald Isles so far, or Mystic Realm for that regard. I think this isn't reaching its lows either. Like, Emerald Isles and Mystic Realm have some pretty low lows, but this is just the second zone, so we'll see. Ow! Wow! And then it snaps around at light speed because it's a Crawler Commander. No, I don't think so. Final Demo creators certainly did, though. They loved these little things. Why even going the right way? I don't know. I'm gonna take those turned around crawlers to mean no, I am not going the right way. Jeez! I forgot how fast this game could get. Look at those final demo textures. I love how these are still in the 2.1 at least. I don't know if they're still in 2.2, but I presume they are. Okay. I thought this had special stages. What's going on? Yeah, that is true, backwards face. There weren't that many enemies to pick from at the time. They were also the only multi-health enemy. Oh, crud. I'm too used to 2.2. Well, it's a little higher up. Okay. The water practiced this one simple trick called lying, Dylan. Yes. Yeah, oh my gosh, whoa! Okay, that's evil. That's definitely evil. This might be one of the most annoying boss arena gimmicks I've seen. Where is Eggman? Not the hardest, it's just annoying. Oh, come on. It's GFC3 Eggman, I can kill him. Laser used to just be, you know, laser sprites. Alright, Eggman, come to me. Oh, that line diff is blocking him. Okay. That took me too long to notice. Whatever. Yep. Doesn't have enough thoughts. Well, I'm sorry. Wait, Gloom Metropolis. Alright, speaking of the deep sea inspired levels, now we got a Dark City one. Honestly, one of the favorite things about Dark City levels, ironically that is that none of them seem to actually know how to deal with the level design, because they all want to appear like a physical city. But none of them have much idea how to pull that off. This is Acid Missile. This is a final demo level pack that's been ported to 2.1. So I'm playing it there. Is this a button? No? Oh, it is a breakable wall, though. Token. Gotcha. Alright, let's try and find our way through. I've always called this texture the Mega Man health bar texture, because that's what it looks like to me. I have no idea what this is supposed to be, other than a door. Are there any Station Square maps for 2.2 that had to be rejected? None to my memory. And again, we don't reject mods based on quality, we reject mods based on if they're following the rules or not. This map is Gloom Metropolis. This is from Acid Missile. By the way, I will say this unironically. I don't really like Dark City's music. I think we can all agree on that, right? Dark City does not have great music. But I kind of like the 2000 CD version better. I need my Station Square maps. I'm sorry, I got none for you. Yeah, Dark City is just old. I know Dark City is still planned for the game. I've always told, like anyone who asks, like, saying, I think the one thing that should definitely be changed about Dark City is the name. Because it's a very lame name. And clearly thought up by the same people who brought you Red Volcano. And Mine Maze and Deep Sea. Now, most of those levels have been cut. Like, we don't have Rocky Mountain anymore. We don't have Mine Maze anymore. We do have Deep Sea. And so, I kind of like... I kind of think that the level should be named, I don't know, Shadow City or something instead. Nimbus City. Oh, now we've got Grand Eggship music. Man, what quality texture work, but, I mean, it was the time. I'm laughing at how archaic this is, not at the quality itself. Hey, this feels familiar. Aren't we just here? Lethal Filibuster. That is still the wildest map name I've ever heard. And I'm into political science. Like, I follow politics closely. Because I'm genuinely invested in that sort of thing. But yeah, Lethal Filibuster. I can tell someone is also interested in politics, and it was Fawful Fan. And I also know that because randomly on my Twitter political feed, Fawful Fan came up. Like months ago. And I had to do such a double take, because like, wait, that's Fawful Fan. That's the SRB2 guy. He's just here. And he's still talking about politics. You guys do you. See you later. I mean you no harm. Blue Sky Zone, like the platform? By the way, follow me on Blue Sky. What? No. I am no longer asking. Follow me on Blue Sky. Would Lethal Filibuster Zone still be allowed in SB2 forums? I don't know. I actually, I don't think it would because it mentions demo. I think just the name like Lethal Filibuster and then it being based on the US Capitol, that might be okay. But the explicit references to Democrats and Republicans, no, that would not fly nowadays. What is this boss, by the way? What is going on here? Why does he have Botoboos? Why is he like this? Eggman, why are you firing Botoboos? I didn't even know you could change the object that he fires. That actually makes this boss a lot more sick if you think about it. Eggman, why are you a fire juggler? What are you doing? Come on. Ah. Okay. Now come to me. Not that quick, not that quick. I really don't want to die here. This is insane. How am I supposed to dodge all this? Okay, gotcha. Give me a ring, give me a ring, give me a ring. Okay, thank you. The level just ends. Okay. I'd like to see you try better, Prower. Slime Silo. Okay. Oh gosh, it's the Mystic Realm boss. Oh, he fires that directly from center, so I can't go around it. Okay, Eggman. Stop dillying and let me dally all over you. Well, this is final demo era stuff, remember. Oh, only Sock to work with. And I like to think I've made some pretty cool stuff with Sock. But, you know... it's kind of hard to do that. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. The demon announces his presence with a hail of fire. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh. Okay, this is really annoying. Come on, Eggman. Oh my gosh, he won't stay still! Okay, I take it from the music that this is the final boss. Prower, I don't care. This boss sucks. You were kidding, PA. I saw this and I was like, oh, it's just the Eggmobile. How bad could this be? Alright. Lure him over to me. Lure him over to me. That's fine. What are you doing? What's that noise? Is that the flashbang from Mystic? Oh no. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm going out the window. Okay, that was kind of cool, actually. Try map KB. Okay. Shrouded Terminal. This map is no longer supported. Tails suffocated in the vacuum of space like a true hero. What? Okay. What do I do here? Do I have to knock things down? Do I need to be Knuckles? Oh, I think you're right. It was. Only Sonic can go through the conveyor. That makes sense. Okay. I tried spinning through the red stripe. It doesn't do anything. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is gonna make me lose what's left of my sanity after the tethering stream. Ah, I almost had it. Why did he stop moving forward? I'm not letting go of forward, I swear. Stock and spin. Yeah, that's a good call. Okay, try this again. Stock and spin. There we go. Thank you. Oh, Deaton's. Yeah, I can see when this map is no longer supported. I guess this doesn't work anymore. That's clearly a button, right? Brower, do you have anything to say other than critiquing my gameplay? They probably just didn't update the lying deaths for 2.1, and that's fine. Use tails to fly up. Alright. When I saw that on the wall, I assumed it'd be a Knuckles path. And, well, it is. Alright. Yeah, misaligned textures, but that's the norm for this era. I think I've seen this map before. Yeah, this was from the OLDC. So much about this is familiar. Why don't the textures align themselves? Are they stupid? Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, this doesn't work either. It's almost like this map just doesn't work. Map KC. So they just cut this zone entirely, huh? Yeah, that makes sense to me. Anyway, this is what I was trying to do earlier. Fun fact about 2.1 Eggman, if you spin in place, his second phase almost can't hurt you. There is some force field here in the middle pushing me, by the way. Capsule not set up, that makes sense. Waterfall Valley in development. Wait, was this a remake of Waterfall Valley? Yeah, I want to organize that better, Chase. We will definitely be getting down to final demo Ring Slinger at some point. Yeah, I assume this was an attempted remake of Waterfall Valley. Third case is the same boss. Yeah, there weren't really that many bosses to pick from in Final Demo, though. Unless you were Plashima, in which case you made your own. That gave me a heart attack. I do like these textures, though. It's a shame this wasn't finished. Don't have bosses at that point? Well, I guess, but that was pretty much the norm. Look, guys, a slope. Hey, Fang. For those tuning in, this is Acid Missile, a final demo level pack that has been ported to 2.1. So that's what we're playing. As you can tell by the lack of placeholder Knuckles sprites, or rather, the existence of proper Knuckles sprites. It is funny though, because this is 2.1. They could have chosen to make that into an actual slope if this was a remake of the map. Oh hey, you just kind of come here. But yeah, it's 2.1. If they were remaking the map, they could have chosen to make that an actual slope, but they just didn't. Maybe this is before 2.1.15, I don't know. Okay, I have no interest in fighting this again. And there's no key. Okay, we're done with Acid Missile then. However, I want to, before we close out on 2.1 and go to final demo for Blue Heaven, I want to show something. Show something I dug up. Is this going to work in 2.1? Does this have all my stuff in it? Yeah, okay. I dug out one of my old, unfinished mod attempts. This was like a... This was an attempt at a level pack of my own. Yeah, this is 2.1 burp. And so I'm just going to show you this real quick. Okay, map 01. Okay, man, this is not working properly. But, what? Okay, never mind. This is not working properly right now, but yeah, I attempted to make a level pack back in the day. This would have been like 2018. I would have just been starting out. Okay, hold on. We have Blue Heaven, so I'm going to just... switch it over to final demo. And let's go do that. I got final demo to somewhat work, thanks to 1.09.5, a custom source port. I keep saying that, a source code mod. I cannot speak at all. Add file, SR2, Heaven. Okay, there we go. This is Blue Heaven. This is a final demo level pack. Dark Palisades. Okay, I immediately need to change my mouse setting. This reminds me a lot of Midnight Freeze, actually. Just the layout here. Yeah, it is. It uses music from Emerald Quest. I think we've seen some of these levels in our OODC ventures, by the way. Hello, stupid Esther sprite. Hello. Crawler Commander already in the first map. This is gonna be fun. What is it, PA? Is the music too loud for you guys? Is it just PA saying that, or is it other people? It's quiet for you? Okay. As long as you can still hear it, that's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. Alright, now, here's the golden question. Which way do I go from... What is that? What is that mystical illusion I see off in the distance? It's like in Deep Dark Galaxy when you can see the bonus room in the sky. Okay. Okay. Good to know there's gonna be some of those in here. Yeah, all the characters are faster in Final Demo. Come around 2.0, they started adjusting the characters to have more variable speeds. Only for 2.2 to reverse all that again. Everyone now has the same speed. Which I think is the right call, because it's more accurate to Sonic 3. But still. I don't know why they removed the silver ring block. I'd be down to see that come back. I mean, Tails is slower than Sonic in the original Final Demo, but this still feels slower than Sonic. He can. Maybe 1.09.5 just changed things and it's been too long for me to remember. It's been several years since I recorded those throughout history videos. And even then I mostly did those as Sonic. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay, yeah, I'm wrong. I remember that. Sorry. I'm glad that was changed, though. Yeah, like I said, 2.0 did adjust the character speeds a bit. I think Tails was made faster. This is actually pretty good. Like, I'm playing a Final Demo level pack and I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. Let's see if that lasts, but this is actually really good so far. It's pretty open and spacious, but that was the norm. It was the style at the time. I mean, yeah, a lot of Final Demo maps were pretty short. This is pretty long. Ooh, okay. Oh, waterfall launch. Okay, teleporter. Oh, look who we have. A fat man himself. Ow! I'm sorry, P. I didn't see your message in time. Frigid Peak. What is it? Oh, this is probably Emerald Quest music again. This is pretty good. No spring? Okay. I was expecting a spring hidden in the snow. Nope. I've always heard of Blue Heaven. I've never actually played it. This is pretty nice. It's a shame this hasn't been ported. This is the most modern version I could find. You know, legit version, I mean. Okay, where do I go, though? Has it been officially ported? Oh, okay. The wiki didn't have one. Yeah, I actually really dig this music. It's pretty good. Although, of course, given that it's a final demo map pack, we've got the never-ending parade of crawlers. Which are the most basic enemy you could possibly imagine. They just slowly walk towards you. Maybe I was too harsh on the crawler commander that showed up. But I can never be too harsh on these buzzes. Oh my gosh. Actual bottom tier enemy. Oh, hey, cool. It's not pain water either. I mean, even Goombas, like, wander around aimlessly, then they jump and run at you at high speed. These just always slowly move towards you, and if they don't see you, they just don't move at all. I genuinely think Goombas are more interesting than this. Nope. Okay, that's that. 3 minutes on the dot. You requested way back when. Okay. Classic Goombas are worse than crawlers. Survey says nope. I actually got into a fight with a tag member once over whether moto bugs were better than crawlers. Did I say crawlers? I'm stupid. I meant motobugs better than Goombas. Okay. These levels are cool. There's not that much interesting going on in them though, but it's only the second level. So, I guess we'll see. Second zone. Its final demo for something that just plays well is good enough for me. Look, a level gimmick. Ice. What will they think of next? I think that was originally the idea. But obviously having them shoot now would be a little weird. Because they're supposed to be a really basic enemy. I could see the red ones maybe backing up and trying to shoot at you. But the blue ones definitely should just be, safe fodder. They shouldn't try and shoot at you like a Doom enemy. That'd be bad. They shouldn't use hit scans either, even the red ones. Even though it's crawler spam, it's still at least a lot more conservative than a lot of other final demo, or even 2.0 maps I've seen. Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it? But of course, it was just based on the Christmas Easter egg. When I included the winter section of Techno Hill in my Techno Hill throughout history video, it was strictly because when I loaded up the game, not 2.0, final demo, it gave me that. I had completely forgotten that existed, and I was going to neglect to have it in the video anyway, but it was Christmas. Or at least the holiday season. Ow. Burning Cavern. I think we call that a volcano, but okay. Ow! Look at how fast he moved! Die! Actually, screw off. I don't care about your well-being. And your Earth would be better off without you. You have a BH rod for 2.0 dated 1st February 2013. That sounds interesting, actually. Is that official? Bump. Bop. 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 I went full circle. Oop. Oh, I was gonna try and fly across, but flipped off. One thing about Mystic Realm during this era that does strike me is that you could make a legitimate case that, at least during Final Demo, Mystic Realm's campaign was better than the vanilla campaign. Obviously, you can't make that case anymore now, unless you're considering Mystic Realm Community Edition, and even then I would kind of balk at that. But at the time, you had a really solid case if you thought Mystic Realm was better than vanilla. Because it was longer, for one. Had more level variety. Even had some custom bosses. And a custom soundtrack. No, I think MRCE is better than what Mystic left off with. But I think MRCE gets a little too big for its bridges at points. That second act of Flame Rift especially. One of the reasons I joined the MRCE server intending to contribute, but eventually realized that the things I would want to change would probably not go over well. Because if it were up to me, I mean this in the politest way possible, I think that act needs a major rework. Like, introducing a custom lure gimmick right then and there with its own controls is just bad practice. And the level tries to do, like, cool things with it, but not creative things. And I think that's a fallacy level creators should avoid. It rule of cools it too much. Yeah. From what I can tell, based on what I see, it seems like most level packs were created just out of regular OLDC submitters. Like, if you regularly submitted to the OLDC, you would then take those levels and then eventually make a level pack out of them. Which is actually a really good way of making a level pack. You keep your ambition in check then. Ow. Ugh, that was tight. Still nothing but crawlers, though. Okay. The amount of crawlers I've killed this playthrough alone. If I weren't sane enough, I'd actually be interested in going back to count them. Getting close to a 100k. Well, what is a level pack other than a collection of levels? They don't have to all be multi-act zones to be a level pack. Although nowadays I do like the idea with the OLDC being a collab to make a level pack more than just, you know, a contest. In fact, I think turning OLGC more into something like Sugoi, with like an intro level and a final boss, would actually be a really cool concept. I think that would be a really cool direction to take the OLGC. Considering Sugoi especially basically served as the OLGC for years, and, well, you hear a lot more people talking about Sugoi than they do old OLGCs. People might talk about the OLGC from 2023 or 24, or even 2021, 22. But no one talks about the OLGCs from before then. But everyone talks about Sugoi still. What's your favorite SRB2 version? The current one. I've always been of the mindset that SRB2 is the best it's ever been right now. Okay, I hit some sort of button. Did I open a door somewhere? And one up. Am I getting turned around? Where should I be going? Go down? Okay. Only thing I'll accept arguments is for is... Yeah, I don't like modern Ring Slinger. That is something I'll agree with you on. Oh, hello, Castle Eggman. How are you doing today? Okay. No, I don't like the Ring Slinger changes. I think it's too overly convoluted. Ow, again. I don't think it should be either Doom or Quake. I think Final Demo had a more creative system. Metal Wasteland. Hello, Techno Hill stand-in. I said this before, but Techno Hill, old Techno Hill, with the green, brown, purple, blue, it really reminds me of Hover for Windows 95. Removing Autobomb compatibility with this... Yeah, I just... I think the idea of combining rings was just so much more interesting than having them all be separate. And now, not only do you need rings, not only do you need ammo for each specific weapon ring, you also need weapon panels. It's just too complicated. I think there's also an absence of maps that are small enough for limited number of players. The current Ring Slinger maps are so big that they're only really great if you've got 8 or more people. Now, granted, if you do, they're really good for that. But if you've only got 4 people per se, the maps are too big to really have fun. Because you can find each other and then lose each other instantly with how fast every character moves. I think the system also leads to Rail being even more overpowered because you're forced to pick one weapon at a time. And, well, if you're going to do that, then you better pick Rail because it's clearly the best one. But when you had weapon combinations where having a Rail ring clearly led to a downgrade in that it would increase the firing time, or the time, but it would decrease your firing rate significantly, there was a clear reason to not pick it up. Oh, I've definitely played this level before. Yeah, Metal Mask descending from the heavens. Yeah, that map is... that map's size and its simplicity is probably why it survived so long. I've long said that that map is the final destination of SRB2. Maybe I've just played cooler Ring Slinger too much, where Rail adds a absolutely massive penalty to your firing rate. But yeah, I feel like if it could be balanced way easier with the combo ring system rather than what we have now, which is basically just Quake. Oh, cool. That was Rail on training wheels, you're right. Rail is already strong. I know at one point there was a plan to introduce a turbo ring to counter it. I doubt those plans are still in effect, to be honest. In fact, I know there's been lots and lots of talk of just taking Ring Slinger out of the game at this point. Because it's functionally dead aside from some mods like RSR. I think it is. At least in Final Demo. Ow. Yeah. Even if you don't touch the mechanics at all, it's still code you've got to maintain. Like, leave the object flags alone. Sure, those are useful. But I don't think the game mode is really worth maintaining. Not in its current form, at least. It needs an overhaul. I love these old depictions of the badniks. Fun fact, you guys know in the current opening of SRB2, if you look closely at the papers Eggman sweeps aside on his desk, you can see the blueprints of the SRB1 badniks. Where on earth do I go? You think Desolate Twilight should be reverted? Yeah, so in Cooler Ring Slinger, what we did was have there be a special power-up ring once on every map. It could either be the Infinity Ring, it could be the Homing Ring. And you get a really, really strict time limit with them, and it also makes a special sound so people know you've got it. It was fun, because you could explore weapon combinations, but it was also fun because you could just mess around with really overpowered combos. Why am I slow? What? Why is there a slow box here? Okay. But yeah, you got to mess around with super overpowered weapon combinations. But of course, you'd only have them for a few seconds, because there's a timer on each weapon ring. Oh, okay, Crawler Commander, whatever you say. Nice to see you, too. I'm at a complete loss as to where I should be going. Well, sure, but balance is conducive to fun. Because no matter how silly something is, people will eventually take it seriously. You will get someone who will. Like, it's objectively fun to mess around and shoot people with the rail ring from a distance, but it's also not fun to be on the receiving end. And that's why it needs to be balanced. Because fun is a two-way street. Oh, elevator. Is this a new area or just a... Oh, no, wait. Nope. I was gonna ask, is this a new area or just another way to get back to the same one, but I saw the teleporter. And goodbye, green flower boss. Okay, get ready to plug your ears. Why is that sound so obnoxious? Arrow Shrine. Oh, here we are. We played this level. I compared it to a mini golf course. Yep. That's still an Eggman monitor. Well, it doesn't surprise me. But the bricks, grass, and windmills, along with the blocky appearance, just all give me the, mini-golf vibe. Ah, crud, I missed. Did you guys know in Final Demo you can increase the speed of your roll while you're rolling? You're not supposed to be able to do this, because if I slow myself down and I hold forward, I don't speed back up again. Because the developers didn't want you to be able to control your roll speed, but they forgot to account for one thing. Sideways. And so you can start rolling at a complete standstill. Or not a complete standstill, but at a snail's pace. And then you can just hold right. And it's like you found a slope. This was not taken out of the game until 2.2. This was forgotten about and left in the whole time. It's very funny tech to me. Clearly just a really stupid oversight. Yeah, I was doing this in the 2.1 days. That's when I found it. Oh, hello. I wonder what the level wants me to have. Ow! Well, at least I got the 100 rings first. In hindsight, doing this is like a late level or even a final level. It's kind of weird. It's so flat. Yeah, Deep Sea's music is carrying. No, the Thok is a problem. Like I've said before countless times, you can either have good momentum physics, or you can have the thought. Can't have both. Yep. That was what it was used for. Okay, where the crud do I go? Well, that's where I go. Let's just Caesar. No, do not stab Sonic 27 times. Yes, Caesar was stabbed 27 times on the Senate floor on the Ides of March. Fun fact, most of those stabs were post-mortem. There were like 60 senators in the room that were all part of the conspiracy to kill him. But they all got cold feet when the moment actually came, and only like 3 of them actually stabbed him. And only one of the stabs might have been fatal. And he was stabbed between the ribs. I think it wasn't Casca. Was it Cassius? It might have been Cassius. Who stabbed him there. I don't remember where each of the stab wounds was. But the one between the ribs, which was the only one he got when he was alive. Oh, sorry, the only fatal one he got when he was alive, was the one that killed him. No, he got stabbed 27 times. After he died, the remaining senators found their courage and started stabbing his body post-mortem. Oh, hey, that's it. Yeah, that was pretty good. I actually liked that a lot more than I expected. For a final demo level pack, that's pretty good. Try the special stages? Okay. I take it this is not the proper one. It's SO. Okay. Oh, hey, there are custom special stages. This is pretty neat. That time limit, though. I will admit, I kind of miss the SRB2 leitmotif in the main special stage theme. I wish it came back for special stage 1 at least. And well, that wasn't tight at all, actually. No, I am too, Chase. If you ever want to start making maps and you're not sure where to start, just try making a custom special stage. A multiplayer style special stage. They're pretty easy to make, because they can be really small. Okay, fine. The spike balls are hard to see with the texture and the resolution. Okay. It's really grating, isn't it? It's such a grating texture. I don't really know what vibe the background's trying to go for either, but whatever it is, it doesn't really work. Actually, I kind of think I know what vibe it's going for, but it definitely does not work, like I said. And that's it. Okay, now it's it. I expect these should be getting harder now. It looks like there are fewer rings here than last time. I mean, yeah, but a lot of Sonic levels look like the Green Hill Zone without actually being Green Hill Zone. That's pretty normal. No, it's definitely not identical. I get the point, though. It's a green checkerboard hill level. Okay, this is actually pretty tight in terms of rings, it looks like. I could imagine Sonic having a bit of a rough time here. Yeah, especially if that happens. Okay. I think this next corner should... this next side should satisfy the ring quota. And yeah, there we go. Oh no, that old skybox is a major aesthetic. I like it. Okay. Why does this remind me of Block Plaza from Mario Kart? Like, I'm not the only one who sees this, right? This is Block Plaza, Block City. Yeah, look at this. It's Block 4. Bum bum bum. Okay. I really just need 3 more. That'll do. Alright, was that it, or is there one more? There is one more, okay. I don't know, Prower. Why did I? I challenge you to answer that. We've got the Mystic Realm Zone background here, though. Ooh, I love this. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what most of them did. No, I'm just gonna slide with my... You know what? I'm not... I'm white. I'm not gonna make that reference. Why do I care? Fang was at Perchance Block Factory. One thing I definitely don't miss about these stages, though, they can be pretty tedious by yourself. That's why it's a good thing they're relegated to multiplayer nowadays. Unless you're like me and you know how to do things just because I'm built different. I mean, everyone and their mother has quoted that Jay-Z meme, but it's like, I don't care, so I'm not going to. I'm gonna leave that for someone who cares about that sort of thing. That's not my place to gentrify. Cool. Alright. There we are. And I think that's all of them. I'll check S5 just to be sure, but... Yeah, nope, we don't have an S5. SRB2 is taking so long to complete because the standards keep increasing. Like, I've shown you what beta quest maps looked before, right? The game was almost finished in 2001, but they decided the maps they had made, the nearly full campaign they had made, was terrible and they wanted to redo them. If SRB2 had completed in 10 years, this is what it would have looked like. It would have looked like this. And as much as I love the old SRB2 versions, for as much as I mock them, I do love them. I'm very, very glad SRB2 does not look like this in its final form. Like, much better things are possible if we keep improving the game. Yeah, at this point, I think we're going to... sorry, I say we, I mean the community. But in general, I think SRB2 should stick with the visual style it has now. It should stick with the level design style it has now. It should not go full Utopia, like I've seen some people suggest. And it should just finish on adding the remaining levels and then finishing the game. Well, we did make a new mapping format, and that's something that the game is going to be improved by. But I see people look at the GIFs that were posted in Devtopia in the OS, and think, oh my gosh, 2.3 is going to be this big Utopia-styled... They're going to remake the campaign again. They're going to have all these massive slopes. there's gonna be realistic momentum and all this running. No, 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 you guys are taking that channel way too seriously. The vetoment isn't dev leaks from Cart. The vetoment is, here's something the devs were working on. Whether or not it goes in the game is completely up in the air. I don't think the acceleration is the problem. I think the acceleration's fine. I think the problem is ground momentum, right? You lose all of your ground momentum when you stand up. You have a hard speed cap when you're running on the ground, but not when you're rolling. And getting rid of that would genuinely fix the game's physics in my mind. But you can't if the thought is there, because it would make Sonic genuinely uncontrollable if you could reach max running speed just like that. And people say, well, just nerf the thought then. Just nerf it. Nerf it down to what it is in Sonic Adventure. Make it more of a proper air dash. Sonic Adventure doesn't use realistic, or I should say realistic, classic style momentum either. That's the thing. It got away with having the air dash because it removed that, because it was focusing on a very different kind of speed. Remember, there's no proper rolling as Sonic in Sonic Adventure. You spin dash instead. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think you can have an air dash type move and good ground momentum. That's just my thing. I like to point out, by the way, that I've just been ranting absent-mindedly for so long now that I've just completed 3 levels of the vanilla campaign. By the way, let me show you what happens if you clear the vanilla campaign and you don't have all 7 emeralds. If you clear Techno Hill. No, no homing attack chains, no! One other thing I'd like to point out is that unlike a lot of modern SRB2 level packs, as you've probably noticed, Blue Heaven didn't break any of the vanilla campaign. It was added on to it. That's what's normal at the time. Remember, the vanilla campaign was very, very short, so it was common for level packs to just add on to the end of it. Mystic Realm did the same thing. Yeah, homing attack chains. What an odd thing to try. Some people did try bringing over the SRB2. Yeah, Mystic Realm had lockdown. It still does. That's actually pretty cool of it. Yep. Because again, Mystic Realm, longer than the vanilla campaign. Even Blue Heaven, which we just played, pretty short by modern standards. But that was 5 full levels. Vanilla had 3. And even then, one of those is unlockable if you get all the emerald. Okay. Calm down there, Eggman. Calm down, Eggman. We're your friends. Oh no, oh no. Look at all of this. Imagine if all these were still fire, the Podoboos from earlier. And bonk. Yeah, I know. The button hunt part is so bad. Oh, wait. I guess it's ignoring my... Oh, no, wait. I'm so stupid. You only need those 7 emeralds for in Demo 4. It's properly playable in the final demo. But still, only 3 zones. What am I doing? I need to go down. find my buttons yet. Don't make button hunt levels, kids. It's just a really bad idea. There's a reason that people do not praise Doom's level design. Don't bring it over to Sonic. Of course. Panic is the exception because Panic is a very special boy meant to inflict torment on his victims. Man, it's a random thought, but man, am I so glad the game removed difficulties. That's such a stupid feature. Under no circumstance should a Sonic game like this have difficulties. You know, ultimate mode, fine, whatever. It's just Nightmare. It's a joke. But we absolutely should not be having easy, very easy, normal, hard, very hard. Because, you know, all it does is affect enemy placement. It doesn't affect the actual difficulty of the level terrain at all. And especially in early SRB2, but even still a thing now, enemies really do not contribute to SRB2's difficulty at all. Like, look at this. It doesn't matter if there's 2 crawlers here or 9. This is not going to be any harder of a room. I'm not sure how to feel about that, Jisk. I get the idea where each map would be its own thing rather than taking up a slot that can be overwritten automatically by another mod. That's how most games handle it, like that. You know, Doom is the exception. With how modular it is. It could work with ACS. But it's also just pointless. I think a better way of doing it, if you really want difficulty select, would be the way Mario World did it. Where instead of having unlockable difficulties, or selectable difficulties, they had unlockable switch palaces that would change the level design to be easier. If you want an easier game, you gotta work for it. Yeah, it is kind of funny. It's also very passive for a final boss game. The OODC version of Frozen Hillside did have 2 acts. Yeah, let me, just to illustrate my point, let's play on very hard. Not there, not there. Alright, so this is Green Flower 1. You've seen Green Flower 1 hundreds of times, I'm all sure. Here's what's different on very hard. You ready? There's more crawlers. Does this seem like a substantially changed level to you? Yeah, I know. You don't drop rings on very hard. That is kind of a big difference. But other than that, the level itself does not change. I know, but it's still 3 lives, which is the standard now. I just don't ever find this that engaging. Why is this option in the game? Oh, cakewalk. Yep. I mean, it was all just a Doom leftover. There were a lot of things in SRB2 that were left over from Doom that took a while for the devs to realize shouldn't be in the game anymore. I mentioned button hunt levels earlier. That's not just a type of level from Doom, it's basically how all Doom levels are formatted. Get keys to open doors and reach the exit. Obviously, SRB2 levels should not even be remotely like that, because, like in Doom, you just spend countless minutes running around looking for a misplaced key or button. The one you play in a new level pack? I don't know. Which one should I do next? I've done Acid Missile and Blue Heaven. Should I do, like, the Emerald Isles? Because that one I have a history with. I don't know that we'll play the entirety of the Emerald Isles today, because that's a pretty long pack. In fact, I might save that for a final demo net game. Hello, Sonic. Why did SRB2 flip the behavior of that pet detector thing for some reason? It's because in Doom, mid-textures were meant to descend from the ceiling downwards. They weren't supposed to represent things like grass ledges or whatever. But in SRB2, that's what they're primarily used for. Yes, Sonic, I knew that. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Next time we do a net game, we'll probably do a Ring Slinger. I still want to do like a Ring Slinger throughout history video, but of course I'll need participants for that. No, it's not canon. But yeah, as you can see, very hard is not very hard. I'm getting a little tired, so I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream pretty soon. But you guys want to do a how many of you guys are free tomorrow for a potentially final demo net game? Oh look, no rings. Yeah. I think maybe tomorrow, since it's the weekend, and I'd like to do this on a weekend so more people are available, we might do a final demo net game. Of course, Chase. It'll probably be at the same time as today, like from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we go totally, though, I want to actually show off a proper version of what I was trying to show earlier. This is what I was trying to show you. Yeah, there is a 2.2 version made. You can kind of tell because these turtles are way too hard for a first level. This was one of my first ever levels. I was trying to make a level pack. And then there was going to be a super scenic shot that probably would have lagged everyone's game super badly. But yeah, I didn't go very far with this. But there is one thing here that you might recognize. Yep. It's not going to work properly because it's 2.2 and you don't use rings for the special stages in 2.2, but Fort Sunset was originally made for this project. For this attempted level pack. It already used Drawn to Life music at the time, though. Yes, it was supposed to be 2.1, but I couldn't get the 2.1 version working earlier. So here's this abandoned, hastily made 2.2 port. Yeah. Don't disobey me, game. There was even this. Big slope. Okay. And I think map 51 is probably the boardwalk, isn't it? Nope. Not even that far. Yeah. As you can tell, I was very new to slopes, so I was trying them out. I may remake this at some point as a single level. Yep. Oh yeah, the invisibility music's different too. Thank you, Chase. Ah. 2.1, you could use slopes for a lot in 2.1. It wasn't used that much because there weren't any vanilla examples for us to follow. We were all kind of left to our own devices. And the slope physics were a little worse too. So, yeah, that is the Freedom Planet theme. So, like, when I made this, right, Castle Black, I started working on Castle Black right after 2.2 came out. Like, I started this in December 2019. Me using slopes like this was finally based on the vanilla campaign more than anything. And if you want another example of something from both 2.1 and 2.2, this will not work properly now that I've loaded so many files, but whatever. Yeah, that's where my stream banner's from, by the way. It's requisitioned from this. Okay, I told you this would not work properly. Oh my gosh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got boomers. We got Koopa trolls. Anyway, all I wanted to show you was if I could get past like 5 seconds into the level, there's a slope here. Holy cow. I knew this would break. I was not expecting it to break this much. Yes, Drawn to Life is a fully 2D game. I want to stream that at some point, by the way, because I love that game. The music I used in the build-up to the stream was actually from Drawn to Life as well. If I could just, you know... Is it map 90? No, that's not it. If you ignore the object brokenness... I think it can work if you know how to use it. You should not be trying to do anything classic, right? Yeah, it was made by the same people as Scribblenauts. It's not a puzzle game, though. It's a story-based platformer. Guys! One day I'll do a stream showing this whole pack off in proper detail without any of the Castle Black stuff breaking it. One thing I did break here, break from tradition, is I'm not using Axis 2D in this pack at all. That's the norm for these levels, but I don't really... Oh my god. Screw all of you. Yeah, Drawn to Life was made first. It was a big enough success that they funded Scribblenauts with it. Anyway, yes. I noticed a distinct lack of certain objects in the village. I wonder if that means that they got replaced by the black stuff too. Yes, they did make a SpongeBob one on the DS. They did make a SpongeBob edition. There were two core games on the DS, Drawn to Life and Drawn to Life: The Next Chapter. There was SpongeBob edition also on DS. And then there was a completely separate Wii game made by a different company. And then finally, a couple of years ago, in 2020, they put out a proper third mainline game, Two Realms. No, I don't play with models on. Hold on. Give me a second, actually. Hi, Aquatic. I don't like the look of the models nearly as much as the sprites. I'm a sprite artist. Well, that's good for you, but I don't care. I don't edit other people's models. That's not something I like to do. Okay, this is what it is actually supposed to look like, for the record. Yeah, I like those too. I keep forgetting that. I keep expecting it to work like it used to. Which is, you know, when I had Zone Builder loaded all the time. You don't know how to fix the HUD? It's just because it's an overlay. It's not... Everything you see here, aside from, like, some small scripts like the health, everything here is SOC. I'm doing all this with SOC. So if you're not playing at a green resolution, there could be errors. Yeah. I made do with what I could, being someone who doesn't speak Lua very well. I know some Lua, but not much. Yep. I used it in my New Year's collab stage. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what... I think I'm just trying to get over the 2-hour threshold before I end the stream. I don't want to start doing Emerald Isles or Mystic Realm right now because those are very long ventures that are best saved for a separate stream. Yeah, Sock's better for free slotting normally. Just because I want to do a 2-hour stream since it's a weekend and there's gonna be more people who can watch. When it comes to free slotting, yeah, it does. Yeah. Here's what Fort Sunset ultimately got used in. How good is a 30 on Egg Rock 3? That's a pretty good time. 39 seconds. Sub 40. But you'd be better off asking the speedrunning community. Anyway, I think I've proven my point about my own evolution as a map creator. I'll come back and finish this someday. I think I'm all out of energy though, guys. I wish I had more, but tomorrow I think we'll do a final demo net game. we've been putting it off for a week. And yeah. Yeah, thanks. Today marked 7 days of streaming every single day. I'm not sure I'll keep up with this. In fact, I almost definitely will not. But it was nice to do. I wanted to actually get a feel for how this would be. Ah. So in any case, thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all around, hopefully tomorrow, where we'll do a final demo net game. We will be doing 1.09.5 for that, just so you know. I will try and make sure that we get the original maps for it, though, because 1.09.5 changes some things. Alright, I'll see y'all around. Thank you for watching.